I left a baby unattended for a second and she fell onto the hardwood floor. I'm a nanny and I had just left the room where the baby was sleeping so the mom could explain a few things about dishes to me. The bed has a couple of guard rails to the side but none at the foot of the bed. It turns out, she wasn't asleep and fell hard straight on her head. I feel so horrible. All I feel like doing is curling up in my bed and crying. The moment the mom heard her baby fall and calling out her name keeps playing in my mind. The mom was even crying. I said sorry to her multiple times and she said I appreciate you saying that there wasn't much of an I forgive you statement. But she started talking normally to me after that. And didn't obvious it isn't all. Yet I've have men directly tell me all women are cheating, lying, gold-digging whores. I'm tired of the double standards. And TBH I'm tired of them invading women's spaces. Even this sub. I know it's open towards all genders and I understand why that is. But it gets so annoying when guys come in and you can tell they have zero intentions of understanding you. They just want to antagonize, derail, and be a contrarian. They don't care about your issues. They honestly don't even care about themselves. But they want you to hold their hands while they cry and don't even attempt to break the mold. Society patriarchy. Let's be specific placed on them. Most of their problems aren't even women's fault. It's other men. Edit not the men's crying in the comments. To all of you who I hurt, go cry to your mom. The only woman that might actually give a fuck. If you're offended by anything I said in this post, you're exactly who I'm talking about. Oh. Not even venting, just asking to be treated like a human being is offensive to some guys. Let's face it, the same guys who accuse women of being gold-digging whores are the same ones who tell women who have good jobs that they are ball breakers. That no man will want and they will end up alone with cats by 40% shrugging light skin tone female sign. No matter what a woman chooses to do, there's some man who's gonna shit on it and unfortunately some woman that's going to back them up. I hate that any time I post about being single and having a great life in a thread with men, I get downvoted like they can't even handle a woman's happiness that they don't know and will never meet. TBH I don't really care what they think because I do actually hate them and actively avoid sharing the same spaces with them. And I've noticed and said many times lol that the not all men crowd commenting on women sharing a personal experience also make excuses claiming all men have biological urges, needs, therefore can't help cheating, etc. because they're men, and here we are, fully aware men can and should be better. Yet they want to make generalizations as an excuse so those men don't need to take any accountability. They act as if misandry is this equal and opposite reaction to misogyny. Misogyny is literally structurally baked into our laws and our cultures, but you'd think these poor crybabies have been oppressed by the dreaded misandry their entire lives. I don't hate all men, just the terrible ones. If a man thinks that makes you a misandrist, he's telling on himself. These motherfuckers didn't even know what misandrist meant 3 years ago. They just love an opportunity to take a term commonly used by progressives, like misogynist, and switch things around and turn themselves into victims. They have no real concept of the words they toss around. And it wouldn't matter anyway, 'cause their motivations are entirely disingenuous. It's maddening to watch as a dude. I can't imagine how frustrating it is for y'all. The group of people who believe that bad behavior is inherent to maleness, so if you criticize the specific behavior, you are talking shit on men, seems to mostly be men. I guess they don't realize that's actually them belittling themselves. Because we're the ones who have faith in men and believe they can do better. It would be nice if we could have a women-only sub. Just for girly things and women issues. Just ban and block everyone who starts off by saying as a man. Absolutely. The casual misogyny in our society is still so accepted. We're still fighting to be seen and treated as human beings by some men. Whereas even most men who are supportive of our cause seem to closely watch and police every statement we make about men. IKR? Brothel has become its own type of hell, proving just how little men care about the lived experience of women. It hurts men to acknowledge men are trash, so they want us all to sit down and shut up about how trash they are. That's not misandry, by the way, it's misogyny doing its usual Darvo nonsense. I've posted in the female BJJ subreddit, venting about some annoying behavior men will do in the sport. I've seen it there too. Some knucklehead shows up in the comments defending all men. Like, why are you here? Get out. I absolutely know there are men in this world who abhor women and everything associated with women and girl culture. So, I just lean into it when they say I'm misandrist. Yay. I hate men. Every violent situation I've ever been in is because of a man. Every time I've been yelled at in retail, it's a man. Every time I felt unsafe in a parking lot or smoking outside, you guessed it, it's been a man. Not to say that women don't piss me off, or I don't have problems with individual women. The patriarchy is awful and I'm tired of pretending it isn't. And when you ask men when misandry is from women, they'll talk about posts like this. And I'm like, this is what you're worried about? Wanna trade? Would 10,000 rather have men complain about me than genuinely be a danger to my safety? But you know, poor men. I just finished watching a clip of a woman lip-syncing selfie video in a park, alone, and some strange dude crept behind her with suspicious body language, and immediately looked shocked and left. When he gazed at the camera, he must have thought she's face timing. Women were obviously scared for her, but of course every man defended the creepy dude. I can't take anyone seriously at all who goes on about misandry. It's disturbing. Media even encourages it. Media written by men. Imho, everyone should be a misandrist until the toxic masculinity is completely gone. Misandry isn't real. There is no way that women could ever hate men the way that men hate us. A ton of what gets people accused of misandry is literally just shit we'll happily say about other men, and half the time they straight up proud of it. Can't even say you're a feminist or support other women without being labeled that. It's so stupid. I just say if I am a misandrist, it's because of my interactions with men. So why y'all failing so hard? Single quote. The only people that have a problem with someone ranting about men and not saying some men are fuckwits. But yep. It's terrible. And I hate it too. Maybe we could have a bot that automatically removes any comment that says not all men. This. I wonder if it's projection. Men that complain about females in a misogynist way probably assume women do the reverse. The concept of venting about a negative behavior without hating the entire gender isn't something they can comprehend. They just want you to shut up and give up. Tell them to pound sand. Preach, sister. It's just another way to put us down. It's just part of the same pattern. I've been called a man-hater a lot recently. I feel that if anything, I'm naively optimistic. I can't count the horrendous experiences I've had with them. But I still hold out hope there are some decent ones and that others could be. But there's a good amount that could use the Thanos snap. All it takes for me to hear about one of the numerous daily stories of them stalking, trafficking, raping, molesting, killing women and kids, followed by legions of them that come out to defend, justify or make light of that behavior, to make me feel almost hopeless. Men need to get the fuck out of women's spaces.